This is my review on Back to the Future Part 3. So, the movie opens up where the first one left off, with the cliffhanger of Marty saying that he's back from the future after Doc Brown sent him back to the future. And he passed out, and Marty brings him to his house in 1955. And Marty explains and convinces Doc what happened in the sequel, Back to the Future 2. And and gives the Doc Brown that ends up in 1888, which was Old West time, and the Old West, and Doc Brown is excited and amazed that he ends up as a blacksmith on the Old West, and it's this kind of doctrine to be in this time period. So the instructions that Doc Brown gave to Marty was his younger self. However, his younger self returned to 1985 and destroyed the time machine. And I left the time machine in this mime. It was, you will have to blow up. So they blow up and get the time machine out, and the chip is $5 made from Japan. And Mike didn't get the whole saying what was wrong. The best stuff I made from Japan. I guess that thing was made cheaply. So Marty stumbles, finds out that Doc died it's 1885, and he died at that year. So Doc Brown asks Mike, "What's wrong? You act like you seen a ghost." And he says, "Doc, look at the gravestone." God, Marty, don't stand there, because he was standing where his head is. He's like, and they both are horrified that he got shot and killed during that. He sent Marty the letter, and so anyway, they do some digging to try to find out what happened. What's the cause of Doc's death, and someone, this guy that was a real killer in that time, and it's a little unclear of if he was the ones that was made that list of kills. So anyway, Doc and my fixed the time machine, and so and my gets sent back to the year 1885 to find, and he has 5 days to find Doc and save him. and he Doc finds him from him getting chased by people who want to kill him, and from this serial killer, I can't remember his name, who also kept on shooting at the guy and showed at him and told him to dance, and he started dancing like Michael Jackson, and they thought he was like, they thought he was lost in mind, and he accidentally like knocked something on his head, and by jumping and fake really, and he runs into his his ancestors, and he bonds with them, and tells him that it's Clint Eastwood, and keeps on telling everyone that, and that's who he is throughout the movie. And so after Doc saves Monty from being hanged, he says, I gave you strict instructions to return to 1985, but I'm glad you're here. So Doc has shows, and they shows what he's been working on while he's in that timeline. Stuff that is some sort of ice machine, and mine says it's a refrigerator. Well, it's technically not called the ice machine, but he was close. And so, anyway, they both know now that Doc is going to die in 1885. So, they're both trying to figure out how to get back to the future. And by working on a clever plan, by taking and they figure out, because the time machine's out of gas, because it runs on gas. You know, the first one it run on plutonium. And whenever you time travel, when you time travel, it would ice up. But but that got thrown away when the second one happened, and never got explained why it didn't ice up. In the third one, neither in the second one. So, if anyone tells you this Back to the Future shows you it's perfect, they're fucking lying to you. Because that's a lie for pretty much every movie. Some people never actually pick up on the flaws, so. And yes, so. For movies or shows or anything in general. And I left my PlayStation on. So, Dr. Brown and Marty ends up, Marty ends up saving this girl, and Dr. Brown ends up falling in love with her from first sight, which is the girl in the note that he says he's happy living with, which is obviously my guess that was his girlfriend. And Dr. Brown refuses to believe that he fall in love with a girl and he wouldn't risk that chance. The mistakes destroying for like interfering with the timeline is too high. But he ends up falling in love with her anyway, and her name's Claire, and at first, Maya and Doc Brown thinks that she's a teacher, but she's actually a damsel in distress that Doc saves, and so anyway, still working on plans, and the Camel's plan for use the train to pick up this speed that they need, since they don't have gas. And they tried using alcohol as gas, and now they're going try, and then they come up with the answer is the train. They use a model and train in a model car, and this is not guaranteed to work. So these need to speed up the train to 9D and push the time machine, and then before it needs to travel back in time before it goes off a cliff. And that's why there's a sign that says dead end. and mine's like, what's that sign for? Dead end? Or that's the sign for if it doesn't work, well, basically it's screwed. So they asked this guy who runs the train, the conductor, or what is it called? Train conductor, or anyway, and to ask how fast can go up to 90, and we mean like in theory, like in theory, and just we mean we're just like curious if it could go up to 90, and just it could, it could go up to 90, and so the plan's going to work well, and Claire comes and came and through the door, and might have followed Dr. Brown and my reply. So Claire asked if you could help with this kaleidoscope, and you see, it's a little problem in here, but if you just like look at it like this, everything becomes clear. They were finished, and they both said this while finishing each other's sentences. So Claire asks if he's going to the festival tonight. Doc says yes. So the arrive at the festival, and Doc starts dancing with Claire, and Marty's shocked that Doc can dance. And this guy offers if he wants to try shooting a baby can do. You're not afraid. I think you might have said you're not afraid that something a baby can do, are you? And he says, no, I'm not afraid. So he just messes up the first time, but gets it right the second time because he was distracted by the shock of Doc can dance. So